Hi there, I'm Robin Kinsey, Business Development Manager here on the truck team for Geotab. And today I have with me Doug Johnson, the Vice President of Marketing for Drivewyze. Welcome, Doug.
Hey, Robin, thanks for having me.
So let's begin with, who is Drivewyze and what do you guys do?
Drivewyze is a way station bypass service. So we offer carriers and drivers the opportunity to bypass way stations instead of having to pull in all the time. We're actually the largest way station bypass service in North America. We offer our service at more states and provinces than any other service, and we're software-based, which means, and more importantly, we're integrated into the Geotab Drive Hours of Service application, which means if you're using the Geotab ELD, or if you're contemplating it, you can run Drivewyze on exactly the same system. You've got the same screen you've got in your driver's cabs. Don't need to add any additional hardware, no transponder. And we also offer a safety service, which is like a driver coaching tool. And we allow drivers the opportunity to get sort of a proactive warning that they're approaching a very tight curve or a steep grade or a low bridge. And we'll give them the opportunity to correct their behavior before an incident takes place.
Nice. So what you're telling me is if I'm a driver and I'm going down the interstate and there's a way station up ahead, you're going to kind of let me know that one's coming, and you may tell me I can bypass it. So I can bypass all those other trucks that's standing in line trying to go over to Scales. That's going to save me a ton of money and time.
It'll save you, absolutely, money and time. And if you're a driver, it saves you a lot of hassle, and it gives you a lot of satisfaction to stay on the main line. And it feels good. It's a reward because as a carrier, you've got a decent safety score. You're doing the right thing. And these way stations don't have the time and people to see every single truck. And they want to give the good ones a pass. And that's exactly what the way station bypass service does.
It sounds pretty intriguing. Is there any way I could try it before I buy it?
Yeah. And typically we hear that from, all carriers are interested, but smaller carriers in particular, we offer a try before you buy option where you can install Drivewyze on a few trucks or your entire fleet. And we'll let you run it for 30 days and give all your drivers a chance to see what the in-cab experience is like of getting the in-cab alerts and bypassing Scales. And we'll give you a report at the end of the month that tells you exactly how you did. And it's a really, really good tool for some of the smaller fleets, let's say less than 50.
Now, you mentioned something about a cost analysis report. Now, what does that do for me?
Yeah, that's a really good tool. It's a good tool for anybody, but in particularly, it's good for larger fleets that maybe can't sit down with 500,000 drivers and get their feedback. And what that is, or maybe they don't want to train that many drivers on how to use the software in a free trial. So we have a way station activity report, which is an analytics tool. And again, because it's software, what we'll do is we'll activate it in the background on all your drivers' devices, and it'll be invisible. They won't see any screens. They won't get told to do anything. They won't be told to pull in. They won't even know it's there. And what they do is they run their regular route for 30 days. And at the end of that time, we sit down and we'll show a carrier an activity report. We'll show them truck by truck exactly where they pulled in, into which way station and for how long. And we'll show them heat maps of where they're getting the most pull-ins. We'll show them a cumulative report of how much time and money we project they may have wasted by pulling in instead of getting a bypass program. If they're using another bypass service, the report will show you how you did with the service you're using and how much better you would have been with Drivewyze, right? Because we've got more sites in more states and more provinces. And most carriers will find that by switching and upgrading to Drivewyze, they'll actually get more bypasses. So that report tells you what you need. If some carriers are really into data, we'll give them the raw data. They can pivot it and they can apply their own cost per mile, cost per minute. But basically, it's a way for us to say, don't take our word for it. look at the data, and if it makes sense for you, then it's something to try.
So if I had a fleet and I had 100 trucks, this report would tell me that, hey, 80 of these would benefit from using Drivewyze, but I've got another 20 trucks that maybe wouldn't because for whatever reason, maybe they don't go by weigh stations or something else.
Exactly. So you can pick and choose which ones to apply the service to. It's also really interesting. It's an eye-opener for a lot of carriers or safety managers. Like a safety manager will tell you that they know exactly how many inspections their trucks are getting every month, and they do. But they don't know how many weigh station pull-ins their trucks are getting. There is no indicator of that. And when we show a safety manager the number of pull-ins, the number of times their trucks are having to merge off the highway, over a scale, back on the highway, even if they don't get pulled in, that's a surprise to them. And when we show them a heat map of where they're getting the most pull-ins, they're also surprised because they may think, well, we barely operate in this state, but they'll find out that it's half of their delays are taking place in that state. And it's a real eye-opener. It's a valuable piece of intelligence that a lot of carriers don't otherwise get a chance to see.
Man, how do I get this report turned on in my database?
You just need to contact your Geotab reseller, fill out the form on the marketplace, and we will take it from there. Again, it's just because it's all software-based. Once you're activated, we just turn it on, and we'll talk to you in a few weeks and show you the data.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Doug. I really appreciate learning more about Drivewyze and how we can save time and money. And if anyone has any questions, reach out to your Geotab reseller, go out to the marketplace and search Drivewyze. We would love to hear your feedback once you tried it out. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.